Previously on my Philippines trip. After the last couple of exhausting days, I wanted to go back to the place I visited in 2005 for the first time and not only see what has changed since then, but also just to lay on the beach and relax. Or maybe not.
We just landed in Boracay airport and I just got my sticker to get transferred to the right hotel. I love it. Everywhere in the Philippines you can listen to romantic music in every shop, in the plane, in the bus, simply everywhere. It seems that after 14 years everything is well organized right now. I got a stamp here. That means I'm a verified tourist.
That also means that only with a confirmed hotel reservation, you're allowed to enter Boracay Island.
There's also a bag service. Back in 2005, we were transferred by a boat that looked like the tour boat we had at Coron.
This is one of the current tour boats I took at Coron, Palawan, and this is a picture I took from our boat in 2005 that brought us to Boracay.
Now the boat looks more modern.
That's another hint that tourism infrastructure has developed since 2005.
Just say that you won't go and break my heart.
In 2005, this didn't even exist.
Well, that's not true. The Cagban jetty port did exist in 2005, but back then the boat took us directly to the beach near our hotel.
We literally had to step into the water. I'm finally here again in Boracay. Wow, that has become mass tourism here.
There was a big crowd of tourists waiting to be allocated to their proper shuttle vehicles.
Again, another style of tricycle, jeepney, or whatsoever. This tricycle is electric. A lot has changed here in Boracay. We are here. Where's our hotel? Yeah, this room is simple but totally cozy. Now I'm here at Boracay Beach, the first time in maybe 14 years. I'm very happy to be here because the last couple of days were really exhausting. Now I have the possibility to lay down on the sand, on the white sand. On the other hand, I'm quite disappointed because my first impression after 14 years is that this place has become such a place for mass tourism. However, this is still a wonderful place and the beauty of the beach has remained in all those years. 14 years ago, Boracay was a secret tip, at least in Europe. I maybe just met 3 Europeans here. So I'm very curious how Boracay has changed, especially after they closed the island for 6 months for environmental rehabilitation.
After my initial shock how crowded the beach was compared to 2005, stepping into the water barefoot got me infected with a Boracay beach feeling again. And I got aware that not long time ago it wasn't even possible to carelessly walk barefoot on the beach because of cigarette butts and drink cans. Because of raw sewage that was flowing straight into the sea, the authorities closed the island from April to October 2018 to initiate a big beach cleanup. And it all paid off to enjoy this.
The sky looks amazing.
After the amazing sunset spectacle, I went over to the mall, which is just a few steps from the beach.
The mall is like an open-air shopping center here in Boracay.
If you want to have restaurants, bars, souvenir shops, and a lot more in one place, the mall is the place to go. But beware.
Even at daytime, it's so crowded here in the mall. Back in 2005, it was smaller, it was cozy with little shops. Now I feel that everything is commercialized, modern, stylish shops, restaurants that appeal a broader audience.
Speaking of which, sometimes it's useful to have the big brands on the island.
Oh great, I need good coffee now. You know, it's very hard to find very good coffee in the Philippines. Okay, thank you very much. Everything has become tight here in Boracay, but Boracay is also a developed holiday location now, and the good thing is I get my halo-halo from my favorite food chain.
Before I let my first day end on Boracay, one thing about nightlife. I heard about the infamous wild parties on the beach like the Le Boracay party. Back in 2005, Boracay was just a laid-back island and is again in 2019 after they banned the parties from the beach. But that doesn't mean that you have to live without parties. They're just limited to places like this.
Today we have a rather bad weather here in Boracay. Not sure what to do today, but I'll discuss it with my parents. What are we gonna do today, Mom? We're making beach day today. Okay. I have a simple breakfast with fried rice, sausage. What is it, Mom?
Usually it's called sunny side up.
Watermelon, orange, apple. Luckily, it has stopped raining. I'm feeling sluggish. Today, it's about just laying on the beach, doing nothing. Laying on the beach, not. Just taking a sun bath, just forced me, so in a few minutes I'm gonna do this. Now it's my turn. Look at that. Oh my. Now it's getting higher and it's getting more windy, but it still feels so good. So epic. There's Boracay. Tiny in my GoPro. So this is how a bird feels like. Or even Superman. I'm in the air for about 15 minutes, but it feels much longer. There's a little boat pulling me. Boat is coming nearer. I'm getting hungry. That's super fast. The boat driver does wild things. Thank you. It was fantastic, but I feel a little bit sick now.
That's because I was so starving. Time to get a snack.
Although everything is already commercialized here, there is still street market.
Maybe it was really the height that made me sick. Let's try the opposite.
It's 9 a.m. and I'm gonna do scuba diving. Nice weather today. Look at the water. Good morning. Looks like I'm the only participant in this scuba diving course.
After watching a video to learn the scuba diving basics and passing an easy multiple choice test, we went into the sea to do some dry runs to practice what I've learned before, such as mastering the buoyancy control devices to float weightlessly underwater, or hand signals underwater communication for obvious reasons. Then we set out to scuba dive for real.
Very excited, we're heading now to our destination. I'm very curious.
We went to a diving location that was about 1 kilometer away from the island, I guess. First, my instructor grabbed my diving jacket so I could get familiar with controlling buoyancy with just filling my lung with air or emptying it. The moment he released me, I felt like Aquaman. Hovering underwater on my own was such an amazing feeling. Knowing that the seafloor was just 12 meters at its deepest point, I always felt safe, so in case of emergency, you could ascend very quickly. Each of us had oxygen for approximately 50 minutes. Because I didn't use the oxygen economically, I ran out of air after 40 minutes. But my instructor shared with me his oxygen via his secondary air supply, so I had still additional 8 minutes to enjoy just a glimpse of what you can expect when you get deeper into scuba diving.
Yesterday I felt like Superman, today I felt like Aquaman. I had my first dive, it was epic, it was fantastic. By the way, my instructor is German. Here in Boracay, I just got my certificate in scuba diving. How cool is that?
Finally, after almost 3 weeks in the Philippines, jam-packed with lots of destinations, I came to chill out, to feel the beach, and to have a walk on the white sand to reminisce about Boracay 2005.
My final impressions after 14 years, except of the mass tourism, and the modern hotel buildings, nothing has changed for me. The beach is still a peaceful place. And luckily, the island is still the paradise I remember.
Boracay was my last big destination. Have I fulfilled my intention to learn more
About my Philippine origins, the culture, the way of life.
which was my initial goal traveling the Philippines? Hell yes. Besides of having encountered the rich Philippine food culture and the Philippine history, I had some couple of days left to get deeper into my parents' past and thus my personal origins. I visited my mom's hometown in Alcala, where she showed me how she spent her childhood.
So now we are going to Grandma's and Grandpa's house. You used to live here with your 7 siblings.
Yes.
Wow.
I was some kind of surprised that my father owns a big rice paddy.
I didn't know about my dad's secret identity here in the Philippines. He seems to be a landlord or something.
And they brought me to a place where I discovered a certain way of life I didn't know it even existed in the Philippines.
Parasailing took about 15 minutes. Scuba diving, 50 minutes. But a 15-second surf ride topped everything.
Well, doing a trip with your parents is something that can make you insane.
My parents too late again.
And because the Philippines is their native country, there is no one.
Who could be better travel companions than mom and dad?
Time to say goodbye.
Okay, that's it, mom and dad. 3 weeks has passed by very quickly. You will stay a little bit longer?
Yes. 3 months.
Okay, these are my best travel companions. It was very fun. Thank you. Bye-bye. Mom. Hey, I'm Michael. I'm from Bavaria, Germany. And my story will continue here in Bavaria, Germany. See you next time.